You're now listening to No Gimmicks.
No Gimmicks Podcast, and we bring it to you. Every time we turn live, man, you know it's the truth. Every after show, moving down, this the time we move around. No Gimmicks Podcast is going down. Every night, every time in the ring, this is the time for the No Gimmicks. No, we doing our thing. What's your state of mind? State of mind. Moving down the statement when we take the line. This is exactly wrestling the state design. When you see Stone Cold like me, with the stunner in the world, exactly, man, what we bring. Every night we move like Brock Lesnar, the F5, no gimmicks. We take you to your limit, what's the feeling? When we live in the air, you know we on, it's the time. Guarantee we move, you know how we respond. The state design when we feel it. Moving down, what's the healing? No gimmicks is the feeling.
Yo, what is going on, No Gimmicks Nation? We are back here on the No Gimmicks Podcast, here on the DFPN. Now, forewarning, this next episode may not be for the faint of heart, because a lot of you have thrown shade at me for being the guy that put this together. So, I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to kick it off. We've got the co-host. We've got Kelvin Cayley. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hold on. You've been getting shade for this one?
I've been getting shade for this one, man. Ever since we did our, MPX preview, One Step Closer to the Edge, we kind of let everyone know, oh, we've got Davion Black coming. Oh, we've got Lethal Lue Cameron coming. A lot of people have not been too fond of this one, man.
Why is that?
I mean, because they don't know greatness when it hits them.
Theme of the month, bro. Theme of the month. But if you guys have been paying attention, the warpath has started a while back. So to have him on the show, I don't know. I don't see the problem, but that's just me.
I don't see a problem either. And like you said, there's been a lot of destruction going on. It is officially chain snatching season. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me please introduce you all to the man. If you didn't know who he is, wake up, because we are privileged to have the lethal one in our presence. Lue Cameron, how you doing, man?
I'm doing a lot better after that intro, man. I feel a sense of camaraderie between us now. Like that was fantastic. It is indeed chain snatching season, as you can tell, right? Like, hello, a new one, because that's what I do, man. And thank you to the No Gimmicks Podcast, because I don't feel like it gets enough recognition, man. I feel like people are stuck in the past and they don't understand. It is a new season, a great season to tuck your chain, because otherwise, Lue Cameron's on the way, baby. Why not? Ask about me. You know what I'm saying? Just ask, bro. Just ask anybody, bro. You'll find out.
I mean, the people that you would ask, it's fair to say they can't really say a whole lot. They're probably sipping through a straw the way you've been knocking people out left and right, which we're going to go ahead and jump right in. This is the month of May. Not only is it chain snatching season, this is the month of mayhem. You've been on such a tear, and you've got new championship gold to prove it right there in front of us. But you also have two other championship matches that we're going to touch on this show. One being May 23rd, MPX Level Up, as you take on Red Chambers for your MPX Addicts Championship. And then at the end of the month, May 31st, Hot Pro Wrestling, you take on Kane Carter for the Hot Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. What are your thoughts?
So, I'm not gonna lie to you. Red dropped that challenge, and I was honored. I saw what Red did against Brock Ali. Fair credit to those brave young men. However, I don't think I've accepted that. I don't think that I don't know if that's enough for me, right? I do need to address it. I do also feel like there's no better place to address it than maybe on MPX on the 16th, because Red's walking around here making big claims. They're calling him the MPX Addicts champion. Like, brother, you need a championship to be a champion. I can't just go out and call myself the WCW last world champion, right? That honor and distinction belongs to Booker T. But if I said that, that doesn't make it so. You know what I mean? So Red Chambers, I like you. You're a nice enough guy. You got a lot of heart. But are we gonna face each other at level up? I don't know. I don't know. What's in it for me, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, they offered me double my pay to delay taking this. They said, Lou, the champion's sick. He has to pull. Won't you take twice the pay and just take him on at a later date? No, because I did not drive all the way from Texas to Mississippi and spend the money on gas. Gas is crazy right now. I did not spend all that money to get told, hey, nice job, kid. We'll see you next week. Like, brother, I bought tape. I put tape on. If your boy can't work, that ain't my fault, man. He's tired. He's hurt. Get him out of there, bro. Send old Yeller up the hill. Give me mine. And that's what happened. With Red Chambers, tell you what, let's play with this idea that I'm going to go ahead and face Red Chambers. If I face Red Chambers, he might never see that championship again. You know what I mean? I right now, like I said, I'm keeping it under lock and key because I don't trust that Red isn't out here doing some sneaky little goblin tricks, you know what I mean? Trying to get my title away from me. And I'm not gonna allow somebody to steal from me. Now, we don't condone thievery here, right? At the Lethal Company, like we don't play around with people just stealing belts and running out. Like, that's insane. This is not a belt. This is a championship. To steal it diminishes it to a belt. It's a championship, right? And I feel like as a fighting champion, I would never be in a position where I would let a man take my championship. You did what? They ran in and did what to you? Not me. Not me. We're going to die behind this. But, Red Chambers, he may get to do that, right? Come May 23rd, I may find myself up there near Dallas, and I don't know, man. I may dunk Red Chambers on his head. Now, you've seen what I've been doing at MPX, yes? You've seen the warpath, the mayhem, the carnage, the green light district being opened all across the roster. Hey, man, Red Chambers can be there too. You know what I mean? We're not prejudiced here, brother. Like, we will invite you, Red Chambers. You can be a part of this thing. I just don't know if you really want that. You know what I mean? So, man, who else you said? Kane Carter. I beat Kane Carter 2 times already. I don't even know why Gun Show didn't just go ahead and make the title match that night. Like, you keep giving me, you talk about Davion Black. I don't care about little Kane Carter. You're gonna throw little Davion. Hey, I beat Davion too. Such is life, man. You get in there with Lethal Lue Cameron and you lose because you suck. I don't. I know. Hey, when you told me that they were giving you heat about the fact that that you're gonna have second generation superstar, Austin's adopted own, because let's be honest, I'm really a German guy, but I'm a Mississippi boy at heart. But I've been a Texas dude for quite a minute now. And, I wrestle down in Austin. That's where I got my training in. You know what I'm saying? I don't wrestle here as much as I'd like, but I do wrestle here. Nowadays, I know how to stay with it. But when I go up to Waco, I don't fear no man who, for the first time in like 7 years, got a different hair because he had a double edge. You know what I mean? Like, Kane Carter tied his braids down and thought he was O-Dog, man. Like, let's talk about it, bro. Kane, man, he's such a nice guy, though, isn't he? The fans like him, don't they? He's Mr. Central Texas, brother. He's Mr. Waco. And I'm gonna dunk him on his head on my birthday.
Happy early birthday, man. What a way to celebrate, right?
I'm appreciative of that. Not a lot of people give me birthday, well wishes no more. And I find that to be like an odd symptom of jealousy and hate, right? But thank you. That means a lot to me.
See, on this show, real recognizes real. So, that if anybody has any smoke or any shade, you're just not living in reality. But Kelvin, you have a question while we have the lethal one on the show?
Yeah, first of all, they will do nothing about that. They can hate all they want.
Thank
Second,
you.
second, there's a question I've been wanting to ask because you seem everybody in your wake that you leave laying. There's rarely a pin. There's always a knockout or just dramatic stop to the match. Why is that? Is that just a satisfaction? Is that your way of leaving your calling card? Just saying, if you get in here, this is the option. Knockout, stop the match. Is that your way of just saying nobody's getting in here and getting out the same way they came in?
I mean, I guess I never really put two and two together, man. That has been kind of my thing, huh? The reality of it is, man, I get in there and I get the beating on these men, and we separate the real from the shaft, so to speak, right? We're not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm intentionally knocking them out. Just at one point they give out, right? It's like a submission. You pass out, you're just done. Now, do I find a level of joy in exposing, I'm not gonna call them lesser beings, but lesser beings? Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like for the longest time now, I've not been talking my shit. And I'm gonna still continue to not completely talk my shit because I understand how this works. But at the end of the day, I think that I think that there's a lot of people out there who are just kind of pussy, right? And I don't mean that like, that they're bad people or anything like that. I just think that, maybe some people's biggest fear is Lue Cameron, and that's valid. I get it, man. Hey, if I woke up and I had to look across the ring and see me and I wasn't me, I'd probably flinch too. You know what I mean? But the reality of it is, I get in that ring and I do what I do from the heart, like I know how to, every time. Some people, they love wrestling. Some people they've grown to enjoy wrestling. Some people have become fans of wrestling who transition into being fantastic wrestling psychologists, wrestling generals, this, that, and the fourth. Brother, this is it for me. You know what I mean? Like, my dad didn't get to fulfill his time in the ring. I mean, 6 years is a crazy short run to do what he did. However, I feel like it is my duty, my obligation to do everything that I can to expand upon that legacy. And I said this time and time again, and I said in every other interview, you're gonna have to kill me to take this from me, man. Like if people are worried about getting knocked out, you better be ready to fucking kill. Otherwise, I will, right? Like, just go to sleep. It don't got to be that hard, man. Eat this and go to sleep because you know that you're really not like that. You know what I mean? A lot of people like a strong style until the style gets too strong for them. You know what I mean? So I just, hey, man, I'm trying to take them down that road, bro. I'm trying to walk them down that road and let them see exactly what's waiting for them on the other end of that. And half the time, man, they ain't even laced their shoes up good. You know what I mean? Like, they stumbling out the gate. They're trembling in fear. You know what I'm saying? And then you get dunked on your head. And then that's the end of that. You know what I mean? End of that. Good night. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but I don't know, man. I kind of been feeling myself lately. This new gear. I really like the new gear. Shout out Houston Carson for putting that together. Lions Pride, founder. Shout the man out. I'm trying to take it to another level. I'm about to do something for me, right? Like all last year, even some of this year, right? Like Paradigm, the Kamikaze Click, we've dominated in every avenue that we've been in, and I feel like I've done my part. We've all done our part, and that's not like we're separating or anything like that. It's like it's time to do a little bit for me, and I think that I think I'm doing just fine, right? And if people want to associate this run, this legacy, this whole timeline with me knocking motherfuckers out, I welcome it. Hell yeah, man. I'll put it on a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll put them on a t-shirt. Fuck it, bro. Find me the print press. I'm gonna make individual t-shirts. Every match, somebody else got to go on one because they not gonna fight back enough to not get knocked out. So yeah, I guess it is my calling card. Thank you. It is now. It is now.
That's what we aim to do. Thank you. And by the way, the confidence in which you say this stuff, if I'm an opponent of yours, this is fucking terrifying. So,
hey man, I'm just I don't want to lie, right? Like there's a lot of guys that get behind these microphones and these cameras, and they get the line, they get to telling people they're going to do this, that, and the fourth, and I don't know. I've never been good at that. You know what I mean? I got in trouble a lot in school. I just couldn't lie. Couldn't. They didn't believe it. They didn't believe it. It was maybe just, I don't want to call it bias, but
that leads me to a good question. Do you think because you're so truthful, you're so honest, but you're also very direct with it? Do you feel like that rubs people the wrong way? Or honestly, I get the sense that you don't really care. You're gonna say you're gonna speak your truth. Is that the case?
It's something that I've been told and something that I've A, tried to work on, but B, also realized that there's going to come a point where if you're wearing a mask the entire time and that mask slips, how much are you going to lose? And at what point are you going to be able to quit looking yourself in the mirror without the mask, right? I 100% believe that hey man, I'm not going to sit here and say there's a conspiracy against Lue Cameron. That's so 2024, but I do think that it's fair to say that in a room full of people who are willing to lie to each other, to placate each other's egos, feelings, sensibilities, I think that it's important to have somebody who's willing to say the ugly truth. And maybe certain things need attention brought to them, and everybody's just not willing to do that. And when you do that, when you turn the light on certain things, it rubs certain people the wrong way. At the end of the day, we're all humans, man. We all got friends. I know if I had a friend who I felt like somebody was exposing for maybe nothing criminal or crazy like that, but like, for kind of being, what they are, I don't know. Maybe I would use my powers to do what I can to make people feel that way about them, but that's no different than a relationship. That's no different than me leaving a job on bad note, and they just said, you know what? Not only did this guy leave without giving us a 2 weeks notice, this guy also, and then they start adding shit that I never did, right? It's no different, right? We live in this fucking fake reality a lot of times where it's like we're trying to save face where everybody already knows the play, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Like, I'd rather someone tell me directly to my face, fuck you, boy, I don't like you. Cool. I can move forward with my life. Why are we dancing around? I'd really like you to go and do XYZ and then come back, and then they say, oh, well, you didn't do ABC. It's like, brother, I'm a grown ass man. I got gray in my beard, bro. I got tread on my feet. I got, wear and tear on my body. I had my teeth when I came out to Texas. You know what I mean? This wrestling ring and this business and just life in general has done more than its fair share of damage to me, to the point where I feel like I don't need to pretend to inflate my value to people. I feel like what you get is more than worth the price of admission. I feel like there's never been a person that could say that in a wholehearted situation I've ever been unprofessional to the point of like purposefully tanked something, right? Like I've never gone out of my way to fight with people in the back about shit that, could be handled in conversation in private. Just not that kind of guy, right? Now, hey man, we get in that ring and things get testy, bro, and I hit you and you go to sleep. I mean, that's sorry. But don't think that I don't think that it's going to be as much consideration towards the idea of bias as there is my own reflection of it, if that makes any sense. Like I see it and I understand it, but there's no way I could ever put it anywhere. And I think I'm not the only person that suffers from that. If we're being 100% honest, I think it's more people than me, but I think it does nobody any benefit to speak about it, because at one point you either become jaded or you just become successful, right? And if you're successful, you got no reason to be jaded. And sometimes it's something that we all got to sit back and realize. I could be upset that I'm not in certain parts of certain states, but at the end of the day, I can be very grateful and very happy that I get to go back to the state that I was raised in and get to perform for the people that I do. I'm very grateful that I get to bring a championship home to my mother on Mother's Day, because I was able to show these people my worth, and I didn't need somebody's cosign. I didn't need somebody to piggyback me in. I didn't need, a machine behind me, and that's kind of just my thing. And I think, maybe that too rubs people the wrong way. The fact that I'm not looking to be, I'm not looking to use other people's tutorials, really. Like, I'm not saying that I don't like advice and I don't appreciate. There's a lot of people I owe a lot to in my career. Guys like, if we're gonna just keep it real here for a second, guys like Rick Savage, guys like Dmitry Alexandrov, guys like Matt Locke, guys like Killer Cash, these people, as well as others, right? But these are like my Mount Rushmore people, and I think are like, they really helped my career in a great way, and they're also wrestlers. Just by like whether it's from watching them or advice I've gotten firsthand, there's always something that I've been able to apply to my game that has taken me further. And I think right now, if I had not had these people, not to say that I wouldn't be able to get there, but it probably would have taken a little bit more trial and error versus having somebody who knows what this situation is going to look like if I don't do X, Y, Z. So those types of moments I'm appreciative for. So I don't know if that reflects that maybe my overall nature isn't for everybody, because I can hear it when I'm saying it, that there's some people who aren't going to like that. But I never mean no ill. I'm just
right.
Hey man,
right.
I was raised where I was raised, and I really don't know how to be too fake. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a level to all this shit, right? And I'm not trying to pretend myself like I'm some sort of super hardened street criminal. I'm a grown ass man. You know what I mean? And there comes a point where you just got to be a grown ass man about shit. Whether that's going in there and helping your boy when he's getting fucked up with a dog collar, and you're gonna take some licks for him too. Or whether that's, growing up and realizing that maybe letting your tag team partner consistently be in a position of compromise means you can't blame him. Me and Mo Kelly, we lost 4 tag team championships. Well, 3, because one I wasn't even in the state for. But still, man, we were tag team champions a bunch of places. And, eventually you have to come to the understanding that if I'm going to keep letting other people take the bullet for me, it says a lot more about my character than it does about their ability to perform or their ability to execute, whatever their end of the deal is. And I think that, if people applied that to, the overall concept of wrestling, I think that you'd probably see Lue Cameron in more places. But as it is, just keep up. And I got the hot tag thing. I just haven't been updating it, but I'm gonna update that thing, man. The hot tag app. A lot of wrestlers are on there. Find Lue Cameron. Follow all the dates. And I'm gonna do what I can.
Yeah, man, and you actually touched on something while you were talking. You brought up friends, right? And you touched on, the paradigm aspect of it. You and Mo Kelly, what you guys have been able to do, Ethan Hunter as well. It seems like everybody is branching off and having their own success in their own right. But for the MPX side of things, for people who have been paying attention to Metroplex Wrestling, you've got Lethal Company now. So can you kind of tell us what's the difference between Paradigm and Lethal Company?
Okay, yeah, that's very fair. Also shout out Bull Madrid, also a member of Paradigm. Right now, man, I look at it like this, right? We've had a very successful run up until now. Me and Mo Kelly started teaming. Originally, we teamed in 2023 in a 6-man against Culture Shock. Throwback, right? But at the same time, we started consistently teaming in 2024, and we were like tag team champions 4 times over, 5 times. Like we've been champion everywhere but Dallas. You know what I'm saying? But Waco, I guess we're kind of close, not quite though. I say that to say, we've had such a monstrous run with the tag team division, and we've kind of like, I don't want to say exposed or proven, but like there's a lot of places that could use more love in the tag team ranks. There's a lot of places that don't have solid tag teams. And the fact that we were able to hold up 4 championships at one time should show either our quality or their lack of. Either way, I'll take it. And like I was saying earlier, we lost a bunch of the championships because I feel like at one point me and Mo Kelly maybe just weren't on the same page like we needed to be. And because as much as he's my tag team partner, he is also his own wrestler, right? So he has his own feelings, his own things, and the fans, they love when he does certain things that I may not do or have any interest in doing. That doesn't mean that I should feel like I should take food off his table or let him do less than, right? But at the same time, it's like, when we're on, we're the best tag team around. You got Ethan Hunter, who, another founding member of Paradigm, who was, if you look back on the tape, it was actually a tag team with him and Mo Kelly back when we were at AAPW, and he was a member of NATO. And, they were tag team champions multiple times over. So, like, we've done a lot together. Multiple promotions that we've been together at, all Fury Pro before they folded, right? Like, we were there. And then Bull Madrid's been like reigning as the America's champion at AEW for forever. You know what I'm saying? I say all that to say is like we've kind of like been doing this work to get our names into more avenues, and I think it's working, right? Because you got Ethan Hunter, who performed in Vegas at WrestleMania week, right? Like let's not downplay that. Ethan Hunter, who was the straight shooter champion for fucking over a year, right? The only champion that didn't lose their belt at Blood, Sweat, and Beers 3. You got Ethan Hunter, who now has to pivot and focus on bigger things. You can't go back and redo a run like he did with the straight shooter championship, right? Buzzsaw Samuels is a big old shoe to fill, right? Like that's not going to be easy, but at this point, it's about moving forward, right? It's evolution time. Mo Kelly's out here doing 101 matches that you don't even know that he's booked, that he just pops up every damn where, but he's also doing a whole lot of death matches where it's like, I know since they introduced the Brass Knuckles Championship, he's had his eyes on it. He was in the inaugural match for it. So, he was in the inaugural match for the trophy, but that turned into that championship. I think that, it just becomes a point where, like I was saying earlier, I got to start doing something for me after we had the greatest tag team run ever, right? Like Lue Cameron, Texas best tag team wrestler in Texas, bar none. Where do I go from there, right? So, not that I need people around me, but people gravitate around me consistently. So I'm also a big enough presence where I feel like I'll put a team on my back and I'll do it just to show that I can, right? So when you have, guys like Cruz and Shamir of Lethal Company, right? And there's other bodies that float in and out, right? But Cruz and Shamir have proven on the night that I defeated Manders, they've proven their loyalty, right? How can I not show the love back to guys who are hungry and, hey, they just need a shot, right? And when I went in there and I claimed my Addicts Championship from Red Chambers, right? He turned around, he saw me, he didn't get robbed in the dead of night. I didn't walk in and steal from Red Chambers. He lost to Lue Cameron. the ref not counting formalities, brother. I don't care about that. At the end of the day, Cruz and Shamir helped me secure the Addicts Championship. And the fact that, the Lethal Company is able to grow out there in MPX, I think it's just something that, in the end of the day, is going to add back to the overall power of Paradigm whenever we decide to go on the next quest for multiple companies' championships, right? Like, it doesn't stop here, right? It's a time where we all get to reflect. Some would call it licking our wounds. I will simply say it's making sure that whenever we get ready to strike again, it's an outstanding success, just like the first time.
Absolutely love that. Very well spoken. Kelvin, do you have anything else that you want to throw at Lue Cameron while he's here?
I just want to say we've done some fascinating interviews. This is probably the most fascinating interview we've done.
Well, of course, it's Lue Cameron, Deep South legend. Thank you. Thank y'all. I appreciate that.
Nah, man, seriously. There's some bars dropped on this interview. You speak about a lot on this, and I don't even know where I want to go with it, but I'm grateful for this one. I really am.
Hey, I'm grateful for the opportunity, man. Hey, man, like you said, people giving them flag for putting Lue Cameron on the podcast. I understand it, brother. I say a lot, like you said, but I always get the opportunity from people who I feel like we share the same vision, and ultimately we're going to share a similar truth and an understanding. Why else would I be here, right? So thank y'all for hosting me because, man, there's nothing more I like to do than talk about myself, but like to talk about myself to people who also like to talk about me. So, it's always nice. But outside of that, I really do appreciate y'all just taking the time to spotlight some of the Texas talent who may not get as much love as they deserve. So, shout out y'all.
Much appreciate that, man. We greatly appreciate it. And the door is open anytime. Like, you are welcome here on the No Gimmicks podcast. If you ever want to come back on, you want to run somebody down, you want to show off the new chain you snatched, you are more than welcome. This is the show for it.
Hey, you know what? We gonna revisit this by the end of the month. I'm gonna get back in the DMs with y'all. We're gonna talk about when the next time is, because I intend to have 2 more sitting right in front of me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, 100%. You already have one. It's just under lock and key. It's not visible right now, but you got one.
Yes.
Yeah, but I need that legal claim to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want them to be able to say, "Oh, well, there's the property." No, it's mine. Red, it's mine. It's mine.
The door's open. The door's
Thank
open.
you.
But yeah, man, before we get out of here, do you have any final messages you want to give to the people that are listening or watching? Any parting shots? You want to let the people know where they can find more of you? Any companies you want to put on before we get out of here?
You know what? I want to shout out the Southern Wrestling Association down in Mississippi. They run all over the southern part of Mississippi. So if you're around there, get a chance, follow my hot tag, look up online where I post flyers. You will see me defend this title. Man, I'll be honest with you, ain't nobody taking this from me. Ain't nobody strong enough, not here nor any other states that you may see colored here. None of them. All right, this is mine, and it always will be. Outside of that, shout out Metroplex Wrestling, right? Because without them, who would know if there would ever be a good, clear visual representation of just how dominant Lue Cameron is. Shout out Baracho Pro, because Paradigm runs the show, and we all know this. But I do want to speak on something, and I need you to clip this and send this through, because I got to talk about this, and I need this message to go out to Bradley, man. I don't know what the fuck you get off thinking that you're gonna sit here and suspend Ethan Hunter. Are you out of your fucking mind, bro? Like, you let a person eat a heart, huh? You let fans get hurt. You got hurt. You never banned them, and I don't want to hear this. Oh, well, who's gonna ban break? Bitch, you had Paradigm right there. I don't want to hear that. 4-on-1. 4-on-1. We're killing Rick Savage. You out of your fucking mind, man. But I'll say that. I'll say that to say this. When he does come back, what are you gonna do? When we decide to show up on 6-7, bottoms up, what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna call? Ethan Hunter did that to your world champion by himself. What are you gonna do? So take that bald fucking head of yours, face it towards your phone, open up with your little security code, because I know you got one. Slide up the message, say, Ethan, I'm sorry. I did not mean to say no goofy shit like you were banned. I'm actually going to make sure that you get your world title match. Once again, I apologize. I'm bald and stupid. And then you're going to send it. And that's the end of that, right? Because you know better than to waste money like that. You gonna make a show and not have Ethan Hunter on it? No, man. It's Paradigm in 5. That 5 can be you, Bradley. That 5 can be you. That's all I gotta say. Oh, hey, and I'm gonna stay beating Kane Carter. 2 things in life are true: taxes and me beating Kane Carter. You may not even die, but I'm gonna beat Kane Carter.
Very eloquently said.
You heard it here first on the No Gimmicks podcast. Kelvin, you have anything else, man?
Nope, let's go home.
Well, again, Lou, thank you for taking the time out to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a very lethal episode of the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. And until next time, take care of each other. Enjoy what you're going to enjoy. It's Lue Cameron in 5. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks, gimmicks.